Long time no see, everybody. You guys ready for some fighting? Some hands getting thrown? Because we're covering Sonic Battle in this episode of How Many Days? Now, this game starts with Shadow Story. Now, something to note is that this whole game takes place during the daytime. And we really need to pay close attention to the text dialogue in this game. And there's just a lot of nitpicks to do, alright? So, Shadow Story skips around a lot. So all we need to take for it for now is that his beginning leads into the start of Sonic's story, where we see Eggman throw away Emerald. Emerald? I'm gonna say Emerald, alright? Let's go with Emerald. Once Eggman does that, we go back to Rouge's story, where we see her learn about Emerald and find out that Eggman threw away Emerald at the beach. See, there's a lot of jumping around in this game, so bear with me here. Now, we can finally start up Sonic's story, which all occurs during this same day. Before we move on to the next story, something to note in Rouge's story is that it begins with the text saying 3 days prior. It is the third story the player goes through, and the stories all line up when you go through them in the proper order. So from Shadow Story's start to Sonic's story's ending, that would be one whole day of Sonic Battle so far. You see where I'm going with this? Tails' story takes place right after Sonic's. From the sound of things, it seems as though Sonic and Emerald have been training together for quite a bit. And with Rouge's 3 days prior, that is why I would say that Sonic's story ending marks the end of day 1. Alright? So that's one day being over with. Sonic's ending makes it as such. Okay? You with me so far? Alright. Tails' story starts from a new day. And seeing how it ends similarly to Sonic's, I'm making the executive decision that it takes place during the whole day. So now, it's been 2 days. Tails' story ending marks 2 days. Alright? We go back to Rouge's story, and now finally she has control over Emerald. She's been waiting for her opportunity to nab this Gizoid, okay? Like, with the 3 days prior text, you can see that she's been waiting for so dang long. She actually waits a whole nother day before enacting her plan. Like, she has good patience. This woman's got a lot of patience because she's just waiting, watching for her moment to strike. So because of that, that means we are now 3 days into Sonic Battle, okay? 3 days have gone by. Rouge's beginning, well, actually not her beginning, but when she's about to steal Emerald is what marks 3 days of Sonic Battle. Because again, we're jumping around in these stories. Rouge finally enacts her plan to take Emerald back to her place, and after doing her various missions, oh my gosh, she is obsessed with having Emerald do random missions. Her story ends with a fight against Team Sonic. Knuckles' story is assumed to be on the same day as Rouge's story. These two guys go on their own adventure, and a lot of misunderstandings going on, and their story ends during the day as well. So, again, we are at 3 days, okay? Still at 3 days. So up next is Amy's story, and we're at the beginning of her story where Emerald asks for Sonic to teach him a new technique today. So that's the key word right there, a new technique today. So at the end of Knuckles' story, it wasn't exactly clear whether or not the day ends. All we know is that it's been 3 days. But now, at the start of the next story that comes along chronologically, which is Amy's story, and Emerald's asking Sonic to teach him a new technique today, we can get that implication that today marks a new day. Alright? So by the end of it, we should be at 4 days. And that's exactly what happens. Amy and Emerald go on an adventure throughout the whole day. And at the end, we move on to the next story. So now, we're at 4 days. Beautiful. 4 days. 4 days. In Cream's stories, Amy states that she has had enough practice for today. Considering all the training she did in her story, it's safe to say that this is a new day, and she is now very tired. Cream and Emerald do get captured by Eggman, and they both go through a character arc, so that's a whole thing. But just know, we are at 4 days now. It's the start of a new day. Amy's had enough training, so Emerald's hanging out with Cream. They get captured. It's a whole ordeal. Continuing on Shadow Story, it is the day after Cream's story, okay? That is made explicitly clear. It's the day after Cream's story. The proof is that Rouge tells Shadow good morning when he wakes up. Yeah, this can be taken as a joke good morning rather than a serious one. It's like, good morning, princess, you know? However, here's the thing. Since it seems that this game has been having each episode take place on a new day, I would say it's safe to say that this pattern stays true with Shadow's story. Now, I will say Knuckles' story did break this pattern, but that was just only one story out of all these other stories, and nothing's proving otherwise. So I'm going to say that this is now on a new day when we officially like start Shadow Story and Rouge says good morning. That means it's a brand new day. So now we are at 5 days. All right. Shadow powers up Emerald, the last Chaos Emerald, and we have the hardest fight in the game. Oh god, it was very hard. Just whew, Sonic and Shadow, hardest difficulty coming at you. Oh man. So then we go to Emerald's story. Shadow's story ended with Sonic telling Emerald how to throw a proper attack, and now Emerald's story opens up with Sonic continuing that conversation. This means that this is still on the same day as Shadow's ending. Eventually, Emerald is destroyed on the Death Egg due to having too much power and threatening the Earth's existence. It's too emotional to fully talk about, so let's just focus on the matter at hand. Another day has not passed by, and it's been 5 days, meaning Sonic Battle takes place within 5 days. Bet you didn't see that coming. That was hard. When it's a game that's just fully text-based and the sky's perpetually daytime, it's very hard to just look for those little tiny details of, hey, did they say it's a new day? 3 days prior, there you are. Okay, good morning. What do you mean by that? It was hard, but I hope you all were able to stay focused, stay caught up on it, and enjoy the video, of course. Please like the video. The thing should have lit up. If you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. All right, tell me how to do better. And I'll catch you all next time. Stay blue and have an S-rank day. See ya.